And we've also recovered pieces of the moon in Antarctica. Now that sounds kind of odd. How did pieces of the moon wind up in Antarctica laying out on the glaciers? Well, of course, the moon has been hit by comets and asteroids. Obviously, you can just look at that image and see. And if you hit the moon hard enough with a comet or asteroid, you're going to blow pieces off of it. And not all material is going to go up and come back down again. A lot of it's going to go rocketing off in space and winds up hitting the Earth. Now, it hits everywhere on the Earth, but in Antarctica, if you see rocks laying out on the glacier, they're pretty easy to identify. If you find a rock in the Mojave Desert, it's much more difficult. We actually have over 30 pieces of the planet Mars that have been found in Antarctica laying on glaciers. So this is a really low-cost way of getting material from other planetary bodies. Okay, the sun's getting lower and lower, so the view is improving by the moment. This is getting higher as well. You can see we've got a very nice view, naked eye view of the moon right there. And you can see this view, you can see two types of terrain on the moon, really bright areas called the highlands or terra, and the dark smooth areas, which you've all seen before. Anybody who's ever looked at the full moon and seen the man on the moon, the face on the moon, the rabbit on the moon, you're looking at those dark areas, which are places where lava once flowed on the moon. But imagine it's 500 years ago, before the invention of the telescope, and you're curious about nature, and you're looking at the moon, and you're wondering what all those dark stains are on the moon. Well, many observers came to the conclusion that they were looking at oceans of water, which is a perfectly logical assumption to make. You might imagine that's what an ocean would look like seen from a very great distance. So they gave those dark areas a name. They called them mare, the Latin word for sea. That's the word that we use today. So this is a live image coming from our telescopic camera. You'll see this when you look for the telescope. The orientation will be a bit different. This is called Mare Nubium, or the Sea of Clouds. A very beautiful romantic name that has absolutely nothing to do with the terrain, because it's not a sea, it never was, and there never were any clouds on it. That's because of lava flow. So we've got a lot of really romantic names on the moon that don't exactly match the territory. And remember, when you look at the moon, it's like looking at a mirror, except this mirror is taking you back in time 4 billion years and showing what the Earth looked like long before we got here. Remember, it wasn't just the Earth, the moon that was hit by comets and asteroids, everything in the solar system was, from the sun to the former planet Pluto to the most distant object in the Oort cloud. All these objects were struck by comets and asteroids. But objects that have, bodies that have active geology like the Earth, and a dense atmosphere, there's so much erosion that over a period of about 4 billion years, most of the impact craters of the Earth have been erased. There are some left, but 170 have been found so far. On the moon, we're well over 1 trillion. So again, this is a window back in time to show us what happened long before we got here. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. Of course, in this case, it actually did. Again, the view is a spectacular place, but right now the view is not really dramatic because it's simply too bright outside. We're only a month past the longest day of the year. Someone sat here for about another 20 minutes or so the sky is really bright. There's a lot of contrast between the moon and the sky. Once the sun sets, the view will improve dramatically. So take your time when you're up there. The more you look at what you're going to see, we ask that you please do not touch the telescope. That's very, very important. If you're an adult by yourself, please go up by yourself. If you're with a child, please go up with a child. Please don't go down the stairs by themselves. Now, I realize that the eyepieces are pretty high, we have no control of that. So with the little children, you can have them rest their foot on the lower railing here, just hold on to it really tightly, because I don't catch things as well as I used to. But if you take your time when you're up there, you will see a lot of detail. The air is actually quite stable to my phone.
As you know the story, please don't touch the telescope, right? And if you need to be lifted up, it's okay. Just hold on to the handrail and put your feet up on the lower rail there, and then you guys can, maybe you can help them do that.
Mira, uno por uno. One by one. No agarres el telescopio.
We're going to until about 5 minutes after 8. We're going to go towards the planet Saturn. Now we get pretty busy here later on in the evening. If you want to see Saturn, we may not be able to get back to line here, but we will have 2 or 3 portable telescopes set up on the front lawn. Tonight we do that every night. There's a Griffith Observatory astronomers. So about 8:30 or so, one or more of them will be observing the planet Saturn. If you can't stick around that long, go break. We'll have Saturn well placed for observation for the next couple of months. Now, the Cassini spacecraft, which is in orbit around Saturn, just took a very interesting image today. It flew behind Saturn and shot it into Saturn's from behind, And guess what was straight ahead of it? The Earth. So you all had your photograph taken today from a distance of nearly 900 million miles. So that image will be posted. You can probably see it on news or on the internet pretty soon. Don't expect to see your hometown. The Earth will be 1.5 pixels. We did this before with the Voyager spacecraft. In fact, it was really such a dramatic picture. You know, the dramatic part is how insignificant the Earth is. It prompted the Monte Carlo to write a wonderful book called Pale Blue Dot.
Vamos a ver acá, vamos a ver acá, rápido.